Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Easy Markets Daily Pitch International with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 7th of December, 2023. So, yeah, welcome, everyone. Welcome to this Thursdays. Yeah, Thursday. Today is Thursday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest. I'll disappear from that little left corner and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so now then, also just before we go further, as always, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information if you want to know something about it. So yes, feel free. So yeah, guys, let's jump into the charts. I can see there is a chat from Belford Z66. I'm going to invest still a sixth here. I mean, okay, I'm going to invest every word with maximum leverage and all my Nan's money. Okay. Well, I mean, you do whatever you want to do. I mean, honestly, like, so it's, of course. So it's, look, here, I mean, as you know, I mean, we're looking at the markets. I mean, we're not giving out any advice or anything like that because, again, it's up to you. I mean, there are so many analysts out there and different traders out there who share their views and thoughts, and I'm one of those. And so, look, you do whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, I always say that in my videos. So, I mean, look, you are the judge. You are the one who knows better. You're just kind of capturing these different ideas here and there and trying to build your own, shape up your own idea in order to kind of act on something. So yeah, look, but yeah, thank you for the comment. Honestly, it made a good morning for me. Thank you. Look, let's start off. Nikkei. Nikkei, I talked about this one yesterday, and I said to you, look, I mean, keep your eyes on this little hurdle here, this 33,000 kind of 500 zone in general. And we came very close. Yes, we broke the short-term kind of tentative downside line, but then I said that, look, I mean, I still need that confirmation break at least above this hurdle in order to get a little bit more. Oh, I can see Belford, a wink back at you, a wink back at you. Yes. So, but yeah, thank you very much you made me smile. Look, like I said, looking at the picture here, I mean, I said to you yesterday that I'm going to get a little bit more comfortable with the upside if I get that push above that barrier. Well, we came very close to it. We didn't even fall, do a false breakout or anything like that. We just came very close to it and like failed to move above it. So the upside scenario was not triggered, and I said that if we do fall back below this 33,193, then yes, that could attract a few more sellers, and it did. And we went towards my other target, the 50-day EMA, which we managed to kind of almost reach. But look, it's never the exact level. It's always the area. So now what's next? Well, at this point, probably I'm going to keep an eye on the 50-day EMA. I don't have a really like a specific level here or anything like that. So I'm going to keep an eye on the 50-day EMA. Look, if we do drop and stay below it, then yes, great. This kind of increases the chances for a further move lower, where we could aim for the 100-day EMA then. And if that gets cleared, certainly yes, further declines could be possible. But again, let's be careful. Let's be cautious. At the moment, I'm taking a cautiously bearish approach because I want to see what's going to happen here with this 50-day EMA. If we can clear it, then yes, then great, potentially could attract a few more sellers. So yeah, China 50 continues to slide, and this is, look, the slide got halted today. China surprised us with a good trade balance number. So we got the good exports from China. Let me just double check very quickly. So yes, basically the exports did rise finally after, like, what, April? Last time they were in positive territory was back in April, I mean, in this year. So after like 6 months of being in the red, those have managed to push back into positive territory. We've seen, yes, this managed to help improve the trade balance, because initially, excuse me, initially the forecast was actually for a lower number, 380 billion here, and yep, it came out of 490 billion, so about like 100 billion more. So that's, wow. I mean, talk about big money, right? But anyway, look, it did act in a way positively, a little bit positively, for the China 50 index here. So that's great. We are seeing a bit of a slowdown. In general, it worked out. I would say almost worked out, almost, because I was targeting this area, the lowest point of November of 2022. I said that if we do drop and stay below this 11,557, then yes, great. More sellers could join in, and this is what happened. More sellers did join in, and yep, we did reach my 11,400 zone, and then 11,158. Kind of, I was targeting that one, but okay, look, it came very close to that. I'll take that. Now it's slowed down. So at this point, I am just going to be observing the price action. Why? Because again, so for now, I mean, just a second. I'm reading Belford. China looks scalpable. China looks scalpable, but I wouldn't touch it. Okay, look, you, like I said, whatever you feel, whatever you know, whatever your analysis tells you. Yes, you kind of, you decide on that. I mean, I'm not here to tell you anything, but look, this is, like I said, it's always up to us. We can listen as many people as we want. You can listen to me, you can listen to somebody else. I mean, we're just here to express our opinions, and then, like, you base your judgment. Maybe, like, you'll hear something that you forgot to take into consideration. That's the whole point of this video. So maybe you'll hear something that you forgot to take into consideration, and then, like, right, okay, great, that's kind of in addition to my analysis, and there we go. You build up your own kind of ideas and what to do with those. But anyway, let me go back to China. So for now, look, I mean, at the moment, I would say, given that we broke this hurdle, now for me, this becomes an important area to watch. So I'm keeping a close eye on that one. Look, if let's say we did move lower on the breakout here, I mean, if you were in this trade, then okay, that's fine. I mean, this is probably the point where probably you would take your profits, because at this point, I mean, if it's struggling, if it's becoming difficult to reach this hurdle, then I would say leave it and wait until we can get a nice good drop below the lowest point of 2022 in order to go further south. ASX 200. So very quickly on that one. So we got that pop yesterday, and today we're seeing a bit of a retracement. So we got that pop, we got that move towards that 7,174 territory after breaking this downside line. That's great. Yep, we stayed above this territory, above that 7,174. I talked about this previously. That's the highest point of November, and we continue to trade above it as well. So as long as we remain above that territory, I am leaning towards the upside. If we start falling back below it, I'll take a bit of a neutral stand. So maybe it'll drift back down again. Maybe it'll try to reach the 200-day EMA together with this downside line to test it from the other side. But look, at the moment, I would say it's It is an interesting one. I'm cautiously bullish on this one. However, also something that I wanted to run by you in order to kind of make your lives even more complicated with my technical analysis. Basically this. So we have this upside line right now, and let me just check if this is going to end up being something of a potential kind of rising channel, maybe. Look, if that's the case, then we could see maybe a drift back down, like maybe a retest of the lower side of the rising channel. Okay, look, at the moment, I will try to keep it simple as possible. Look, as long as we remain above this territory, above the 7,174-ish zone, then yes, there is a good chance for a move towards the upper side here of this rising channel potential idea. Because my other problem with this is maybe this is not a rising channel. Maybe it's sort of like a rising veg here. And in that case, I mean, this could be seen as a bearish indication later on. But at the moment, let's see if this is going to be like more of a rising channel. And yep, let's consider all the options. Yes, if it starts falling below this territory, below this highest point of November, then I'll consider maybe a bit of a retracement here towards this lower, initially towards the EMAs here on my daily chart, and then maybe towards the lower side of the rising channel. Let's jump into Dow. Okay, so beautiful movement here. I can see. So yesterday we had a bit of a push higher, as you can see here. We've created a new high for December. So that's great in a way, but we failed to stay above this hurdle, above this barrier right here. This where is it? Where is it? Is it not here? Okay, because I don't have it there. Yeah, there we go. Let's put it level. Because this was the previous highest point of December, the 36,335, and I said to you that if we do clear it, then yes, great, more buyers here could join in, but we need to see the body of the daily candle staying above that area. Well, did we get that? No, we did not. And there we go. It was a little false breakout, and there we go. We saw a beautiful decline yesterday. So everything's kind of, let's say, working out nicely. However, I'm not saying that I'm becoming very bearish yet. I mean, my bearishness will be from around here, from around this 36,060 zone, or in general, better the 36,000 mark. If we do drop below that, then yes, great. I will consider a larger correction here to the downside, because look, this is where all these Elliott wave people are like very happy. They're like probably saying, "Oh, I knew that this is what's going to happen." So, you know, like, congratulations to you, of course. Yes. So basically 1, 2, 3, where's that kind of, okay, this is very subjective. I mean, is it here or is it somewhere else? I mean, either way, guys. But anyway, if that's the case, then we're ready for an ABC correction pattern. So basically something maybe like this, maybe like that, and maybe like this. I don't know. Honestly, I mean, I'm applying for now my Fibonacci's. I don't know if this is going to be correct. Maybe it's going to be this way. Maybe it's going to be that way, and it's just going to end up being moving towards that 23.6. That's it. Which, by the way, is very nicely sitting near my highest point of September here on the futures. Yes, that could present itself with a very nice present itself as a very nice target. But again, for that, I need to see first a drop below that 36,000 mark, and then I'll go from there. S&P 500. Ooh, this one's a little bit more bearish. This one broke my rising channel. Look, and if you remember, I talked about this yesterday, and I kind of pointed out that, look, I have this theory that whenever we have a strong candle to the upside there, we kind of we have this, then let's say a strong move to the upside and then followed by a gradual move higher. Sometimes it tends to break break to the downside. It kind of tends to be seen as a bearish indication, but that, again, that's just a second. Belford 35,700. Are you talking about the Dow, as I understand? Because, sorry, the comments are a little bit lagging. So just specify the instrument, because maybe I already shifted away from that one. So 35,700. yeah, okay, look, I mean, that's possible. I mean, that could be the case. What is it? Somewhere around here? Yeah, that's near the high of the 10th of August, or in other words, is it the highest point of August? No, it's not even the highest point of August. So yeah, okay, maybe, okay, look, could be. I mean, in general, I would say it is possible. I mean, it's not a problem for me. Like I said, I'm aiming for this territory somewhere. That's basically like a little bit further than yours, but that's fine. So the S&P 500. So yeah, coming back to this, look, this one is quite bearish, I would say, or at least trying to be bearish, or at least looks like bearish. But you know what? I think that I really hope that this is not going to end up something like a false breakout or something on a weekly chart. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of hoping. But in general, if you look at the weekly, I mean, certainly everybody's like already hoping for that little correction, and maybe that's the case. Maybe this is the one that, you know, we're ready to correct lower. But I'll get more comfortable with that idea if we do drop below the 45 level right here on my futures, on the S&P futures here, and then I'll aim for the 4,500 zone or this 50-day EMA for the upside. I would like to see a move above this downside line. Now, again, it's a very tentative line, don't get me wrong, but because I'm trying to find something which could help me and examine the upside scenario, and I believe that this could be the case. So basically, above the crossroads of these two, and then yes, we'll go from there. Yeah, same area. I think it will bounce and start looking for new highs in the new year. Right. This is something that I wanted to mention yesterday in my morning video, basically, while I'm on the US markets. Look, there is something in terms of, let's say, going higher next year. It could. I'm not saying anything. My only concern right now with all these indices, and let me just quickly double check the NASDAQ, what's happening here. Okay, look, this one's, yes, this one corrected nicely. I talked about this. The box can go, no longer needed. We got what I want. I got what I wanted, so I got that test of this upside line. We got after a break of the below the 15,938, and I have this something that I wanted to talk about, but I'll just after this one, after NASDAQ. Yeah, for now, look, my upside scenario is pretty straightforward. The 16,173 zone-ish, approximately around here. That's the highest point of November. If we can get a nice clearance. No, sorry, apologies. The highest point of November is here, 16,207, approximately around here. Yep. But we could already start looking at some higher levels, I think, from on a break above the 16,061, 2 zone, something like that. That's the highest point of July of 2023, or should I say the previous highest point. But at the moment, what I'm looking at here, of course, is this upside line. Need to clear up the chart a little bit. I'm looking at this upside line, and I'm looking at this 15,718 zone. So if we do get a nice clearance of this upside line together with that hurdle, well, guess what? The next target is the 50-day EMA. I get it. It's very close. Totally understand that. But, hey, we still need to consider that. But if that gets cleared, well, guess what? Yep, further declines could be possible, and we could aim for that 100-day EMA. And then we'll go from there. I need to tidy up my chart a little bit. So, yeah, that's my game plan. But, look, with the U.S. stock market, this is something that I'll give you like a little sneak peek. This is something that I wrote in my recent analysis, which will be published on our Easy Markets here. It will be under company news, I think. Yeah, it'll be like one of these articles here. So this is normally what well, there are a few that I post, like, for example, wheat, corn, soybeans, and cocoa, central bank short-term overview. So this is, yeah. This was my last one here, this about the stocks. But there's another one upcoming where I'm kind of talking about my kind of views on this year and on the upcoming year, the 2024. So, but that's gonna, like I said, that's gonna show up. But what I wanted to tell you is that basically be careful with 2024. Now, in 2023, in the beginning of 2023, everybody was like kind of skeptical, thinking, oh, we're going to go into higher interest rate world, and, you know, we're going to go and like this is going to damage the market and blah, 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 right? But on the contrary, the market stayed afloat and it managed to hold up. But this year, the 2024, everybody's expecting already like more rate cuts, right, from the Fed, and this is kind of, you know, making this market very positive in a way, like, oh, you know, this is like great, this is going to be good for the stock market, cutting the rates. In a way, yes, but I think that the problems could come somewhere else, you know. So this might weaken the dollar a little bit. In general, I don't think that deflation, or let's say lower inflation, is good for the stock market in general, because I think that it just kind of shows it's an indication. If inflation continues to drop, it's kind of an indication of the slowing down in the economy, basically, because I mean, demand maybe is falling, you know, and we have maybe oversupply of stuff, so we're, you know, trying to get rid of inventory, and where we cannot get rid of inventory just because because everybody right now was in that mode of, you know, inflation was very high, and everybody kind of got, you know what, I need to probably save a little bit more from next year, because look at it from your own perspective, right? I mean, in general, this year was very expensive. I mean, talk about prices everywhere. I think that doesn't matter where you are, on which part of the globe we are right now. Everywhere it was expensive. Everything was expensive. So I think that people kind of are getting into this mindset where, you know what, I cannot go like this. I need to cut down on something, and there will be cuts. Not only interest rate cuts, there will be cuts on people spending, and this is what probably the central banks are kind of familiar with right now. So they will be cutting rates. So it seems like they're trying to be one step ahead, because they know that people will do that by cutting their spending, and that's why they need to like kind of be on the forefront of like stimulating the economy. Because what we do with cutting rates, we stimulate the economy, right? So that's what I'm saying. So this is where this is where my idea is coming, that maybe actually we could see a slowdown in next year. And also something that you probably never maybe looked at, or maybe you know about this but you forget about this. There are different economic theories out there, and one of them is the U.S. presidential election year. So basically, where the third year is the strongest one in a way, or the strong one, but the fourth one, the last year of presidential elections, a presidential term, is the kind of the weakest one. And guess which year are we getting into in 2024? Because in November, in the beginning of November, Americans will go and vote, right? So this is the fourth. So that's what I'm saying. That's why be a little bit more on the careful side. I'm not trying to be very pessimistic or anything. No, I'm just I'm a realist, and look, things happen, and I mean, there's another word for the word things, but yeah, things happen. So let's keep an eye on that one. And another thing is that, look, we are forming these potential double tops. If you look at the, you know, bigger picture, I mean, come on. My question is, can we overcome this? I don't know yet. Honestly, I really don't know, because I'm keeping it short and simple. And at the moment, I'm watching this upside line here on the NASDAQ 100. And then if we can get a clearance of that, I'll go a little bit lower. Not saying that I'm going to go very, very much to the downside, no, but at least lower a little bit. The German index, DAX, this one, animal, honestly, the German animal. Wow, this has been a wow of a move. Yesterday, look at this. I mean, for me, honestly, I will probably, I don't know, I'm keeping an eye on this one, but for me, I'm keeping an eye on this week right now, because I'm really interested to see if we can stay on a weekly candle, we can stay below this hurdle, below this previous all-time high, and which we've managed to destroy yesterday. And if we can somehow drift back down, back below this hurdle, I will consider a correction back down. And here, for all those Elliott wave drawers, I mean, you can probably see, you see, this is the correct one. This is like the, you know, this is very, very clear here. And okay, I'm not going to argue with this one. I mean, here it's a little bit more clear, to be honest. No, not like this, but somewhere like this. But yeah, fifth wave here. So we're now kind of need a little bit of a correction here. So look, this could happen. I'm not saying anything. This could happen. Yes, I mean, at the moment I need to drop back below this 16,615 territory in order to go lower. So basically, I'm kind of leaning a little bit more right now towards the downside. However, I need that drop below this territory, below that hurdle here. And then I will consider a larger move to the downside towards this upside support line, the steep upside support line drawn from the low of the 27th of October. If that gets broken, then yes, more sellers could join in. Oh, the comments are coming through. I mean, I think that there's some sort of a lag or something that, yes, I think that, yes, your Belford, yes, your comments are just coming through, all of them actually. So, Internet tech will do well. Everything else, IMO will have a rough time in the future. All will cause a lot of limbo competition. Stocks, service going to be the biggest, will fall the hardest. I mean, price wage serious spiral in G20 countries are very real. Yeah, good point. Some piece of it's more a matter of deep would go. Yeah, look, I mean, I do agree with you partially, guys. Honestly, like if you want to, as I understood, Belford, you do analysis as well. So, whoever's watching, honestly, you can check out Mr. Belford Z66. I mean, I'm assuming you have some material on your page, so yeah, check them out. So, but yeah, look, good points. Certainly, I'm not arguing. You know, we all have an opinion. We all have, you know, our views. So, coming back to the charts here, German index. Look, for now, of course, I need to. Oh, Daredevil Dave, good morning. Good morning to you too. I hope you're having a wonderful start of Thursday. So yes, but yeah, coming back to DAX, look, as long as we stay above this 16,615 territory, there is still potential for some upside. However, I get it. Like everybody's already tired of that upside. Everybody's like looking for a bit of a correction here or something like that. But Belfort, don't make any content. I just can't sleep. So, okay. So you kind of pour your analysis, your views on in the comments. Okay, no, fair enough. Fair enough. Look, good points. I'm not saying anything. I'm not arguing. Honestly, good points. Yes. So thank you very much for your comments. Really appreciate that. So yes, coming back to the German index. Yes, the upside line. I need that getting destroyed in order to go for my 23.6% retracement on the Fibonacci. But the thing is that I think this Fibonacci needs to be risen, needs to rise a little bit here. And yep, this is what I'm going to be looking at. So for now, I am keeping an eye on this previous all-time high near the which was reached in July. If we drop and stay below that this at the end of this week, fantastic. That's where I'm gonna consider maybe a bit of a retracement back down. FTSE 100, just a quick one. Still kind of oscillating around the EMAs on my daily chart here, so not much to say. Still the same analysis basically for the upside. I'm not gonna bore you with anything. So yes, if we do push above the 7,535 territory, then yes, I'll get a little bit more excited with the upside. For the downside, a break of the lower side of the potential rising channel here. I mean, at the moment, it's kind of a potential one because it's not really clear. Okay, we do have a few touches here on the top, but this here kind of paused, so maybe it's not that. So for my downside, I still need to see a break of this lower side of the rising channel, and then maybe a drop below the 7,468 zone right there. Belize. I don't know how to correctly say that one. I mean, you know better, but yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. Smiles and laughs, that's what we need in general in life, and thank you very much for that. So everybody, you know, everybody can post a smile, a laugh, because I think this world sometimes can be way too depressing. So yeah. Let's jump into the US dollar. There we go. Boom. Fantastic. What I talked about here, I said that if we do push and stay above this 200-day EMA, then I'll get a little bit more excited with the upside. And we kind of did. Look, it's at the moment, I think it's just going to be like teasing us a little bit. So certain adjustments have to be made here on the chart. Oh, just bear with me one moment. There we go. A little bit of tea helps always. or maybe not. Look, we have a steep upside line right now. Again, I don't know how much will carry significance because, again, it's a bit of a tentative one. So we're seeing a bit of weakness in the US dollar. However, maybe that's just temporary. Today we have the initial and continuous jobless claims, so keep your eyes on that. Maybe we could see the US dollar, for example, correcting sharply to the downside, testing this area. Belford, there's nothing depressing about minting Lambos on Thursday. Okay. Yes, yes, of course. So, good one, good one. So anyway, coming back to the US dollar. So yes, that's the situation here. For me, like I said, if I can see another push above the 200-day EMA, then yes, great. I will consider a further move north. Actually, I do have this level, the 104.68 here, but I think that I need to target this one first. This area first, the 104.44. Which is around my other EMAs, so could be a nice good target. Let's jump into gold. Gold is fantastic. Everything. Look at this after this big spike we had. I mean, when we had this big spike, I quickly threw out the piece here on TradingView. This is the one. And yep, basically I've kind of put my analysis here. Quite a few comments, I mean, great. But so yeah, you can have a look at that one. So far, it's working out nicely. I mean, in terms of the alternative scenario, because the alternative scenario was that if we do drop and stay below the 2040 kind of 8-9 zone here, then yes, I will consider a larger correction here to the downside. But look, for now, let's not rush into things. For now, we have this upside line right here, which I need to adjust a little bit here. So, if we can clear that, then yes, great, more sellers here could join in. We could, especially if we clear the 2009 zone, and then yes, this is where I'm going to aim for further declines. But in the beginning, actually, I think that maybe we could see, if let's say if this fella here starts correcting sharply to the downside, then guess what's going to happen with gold? We might see maybe a push back up here. I'm kind of ideally, in my ideal world, I would like to see maybe a retest of this 2048-9 zone, and kind of see a hold up, and then basically a drift back down. So that would be cool. But again, the market doesn't always give me what I want it to, what I want. So unfortunately, I'll have to just wait and see. But at the moment, look, my upside scenario. I'm not saying that I'm gonna get very bullish here. No, because I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside as long as we stay on the weekly chart below the 2049 zone. My upside scenario, actually, at this point, is from this previous all-time high. So, which I need to adjust here a little bit. I think, where's my line? Just a sec. This one right here. That's the all-time high, the 2081 kind of in a half zone. So if we can get a nice push above that, I will consider a move higher. That's my game plan for gold for the upside. For the downside, yes, as I said, a break of this steep upside line drawn from the low of the 6th of October would be required. Silver, let's have a look at that one. Oh, that one's in a free fall. And to be honest, it reached my target, but kind of didn't really reach the way I wanted it to reach. Okay, but look, still the target is a target. It reached it, the 50% retracement on the Fibonacci. What's next? Well, next, to be honest, I want to really get rid of everything and start fresh because this is just getting overcrowded. I will bring a few levels back, of course, but yes, this barrier, this is something that I'm watching, the 26.0913 level, approximately around there. Of course, will mark the highest point, the current highest point of December. And the moment I am going to be looking at something around here. Now, this is not a specific level. It's more of an area that I'm looking at. This is the one because it has been quite a strong area of support. So why not to respect it for now? If it starts getting violated, then maybe we can look at something else. But for now, it seems to be like a good potential target. So I'm gonna aim for that one. I will see around here. We have the 50-day EMA as well, which could provide a bit of support. So maybe a bit of a rebound after that could be possible. So let me just put the arrow very quickly. So something like this maybe could be possible. Again, a rebound back to what? That's the question, of course. Maybe here initially, but then maybe actually this one instead, somewhere around here. The 24.2054 zone. So good potential target. Let's see. And another thing, maybe this is going to form something of a possible head and shoulders pattern here, with the left shoulder being here, the head, the neckline. Look, that's a theory. And then let's say if that's the case, then yes, certainly we will be looking at the break here in order to go to the downside. But even then, there's a little problem with the further downside, because this is where a lot of people might get a little very positive with lower levels, but maybe it will be limited only up until here. Again, just an idea to run by you. Maybe it's going to work out, maybe not. Let's wait and see. Oil, let's jump into that one very quickly. Actually, I just need to speed up a little bit because I'm running out of time. Oil. So far, doing a good job. Yesterday, I talked about this little hurdle, the 72.38. Fantastic, great. I cannot really add anything else. I mean, yes, it's looking quite bearish at the moment, but it's getting a little hold up near one of my levels, which I've drawn yesterday. I've picked up on this one, 69.70. Good, fantastic result. My next target is the 67 territory in general. However, I want to just quickly double check something if this is not going to be the case. Okay, look. If this is what we're seeing right now, is actually more of a falling channel, because initially I was thinking maybe it's going to be like a falling wedge pattern. When in that case, the upside scenario is also possible, later on. But I think that we have a falling channel instead, something like that. So maybe not ideal, but hey, and this level here, the 67, is just perfectly near the lower side of my falling channel. So that's great, wonderful. Look, my upside scenario at this point is going to be the break of the upper side of the falling channel, period. NASDAQ, natural gas continues to slide. Look at this one. It cannot pick up buying interest, and so far so good. I talked about this in the beginning of this week. I said that as long as we stay below the 2.76 territory, my next target is the 2.6 tick, and then I said that my next target is going to be the 2.5. Almost tick. I think that it's a very good target, but I also am starting to like where is that? This one here, right there, the 2.42. That's the lowest point of August of this year, and good potential target. That was the reversal. That was the lowest point before the reversing higher. So basically, it kind of looked something like this. There we go. And let me just mark. This is where the reversal started happening. Yep, there we go. So that's a good potential target. Let's see if we can reach that one. I mean, but initially, of course, the 2.5 is the one that I'm watching, and so far, we're on the right track. Cotton, something that you probably don't look at very often, but I do like to look at these exotic commodities. And I said to you before, look, we have a downside line, and it seems like we are breaking this downside line, and we broke it already. And can we continue trading above it? Well, as long as we remain above this downside line, then yes, I will continue targeting the upside, especially if we push above the 50-day EMA. So yes, great. More buyers here could join in. Maybe a push up somewhere above here, this territory. But like again, for now, I think that let's focus on the downside line. I mean, look, so far it's working out nicely, so why not to continue considering it? For the downside, I would like to see a drop below the 77.54 territory, and then we could go from there. But I think, yeah, okay. Look, from the very, very short-term perspective, maybe actually a drop below this territory could be nice, the 78.61, and then we'll go from there. Bitcoin, very quickly on down. This one exploded to the upside. Of course, everybody's talking about now the Bitcoin ETF. Look, I talked about Bitcoin ETF already like half a year ago. When the news first started hitting the wire, because if you don't know, if you don't know the details, basically like about half a year ago, basically, this one, what's his name? The biggest asset manager in the world, BlackRock. There we go. So BlackRock decided to introduce this Bitcoin ETF thing. Okay. in a way, I think that was coming up. So why not to do it from the one of the big dogs, right? I mean, who's basically the biggest asset manager in the world. So and in a way with SEC, because it doesn't like crypto in general, so it has all these lawsuits against some other cryptos like the Ripple and stuff. But and Coinbase as well. But I think this is the moment where they will have to back up a little bit. So yes, I mean at the moment I am. I think that if you've missed this rally, I would say wait for a little correction first. In general, I'm targeting this 48,000 zone somewhere around here near the highest point of March of 2022. Good potential target. Look, as long as we stay above this 43,000 mark somewhere here, then yes, I will consider basically something like this. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. If we start dropping back below it and stay below it, then maybe a bit of a correction here back down could be possible. We could maybe, I don't know, maybe take it from here, look at something like that. But it's a very tricky moment here to draw Fibonacci. So, look, at least I would be aiming for maybe back to the 40,000 mark, something like that. But I'm not rushing into things yet. For now, it seems like we are a little bit on the bullish side. If you want to ask me, I mean, I'm not really comfortable with, doing anything at this point because, again, it's just a bit of a tricky, maybe it's going to correct back down. So if I missed it, okay, fair enough. I missed it. What can you do? You cannot capture all these moves, strong moves. However, I had my analysis done here before the pop happened. I think that this is what I had before. Yes, on a weekly chart, and that was on the 30th of November. I said that, look, I was kind of hoping to see something a little bit more modest, but hey, the pop happened, the big pop happened, so yeah, we went further north. So okay, that's also good. In general, my target got reached, so but it's just in a different way. Ethereum, looking at this picture here, yes, we are near this key resistance barrier. I've marked this yesterday, and this is near the 2,300s level. Yes, so yeah, I mean, look, Belford, I did not miss, yes, I mean, but I captured it in my analysis in there, but yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping, to see maybe like a little more vague pop, but okay, look, it happened, so 50K this weekend, baby. Okay, we'll see. Maybe the case. Like I said, for me, like I said, I'm keeping my head cool, and maybe you're right. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. Unfortunately, I cannot see the future. I only have my leather ball here, which I sometimes rub, and I try to foresee the future. But yeah, sometimes it's not like a crystal ball. Of course, it cannot see everything, unfortunately. But Ethereum, coming back to this, look, I'm looking at the picture here, and the 23.6 was a nice, good test. Fantastic. If we do drop below it, I'm going to aim for the 38.2 and then the 50% retracement of Fibonacci as well. That's my simplistic approach here on Ethereum. Dogecoin, or should I say Elon coin. Yes, this one is just, I mean, amazing. Look at this. I mean, that one down, whatever there's something related to Elon Musk, it just explodes, honestly. So basically, like, I think that there was a report that apparently Cybertruck website could be taking Dogecoins as a payment. So, and that would push the Dogecoin nicely to the upside, I think, yeah. Anyway, but I think that, yes, look, we had our moment. It did pop above that psychological 0.10 zone, and it retraced back down. Now it's sitting below it. So my question actually, will we remain below that 0.10 zone? If we do, I'm kind of leaning a little bit more for a correction back to the downside. So something like this. Look, I mean, especially if we start dropping and stay below the 0.950 territory right here, and then that's the highest point of April. Is that correct? No, sorry, that's just the high of the 17th of April of this year. If we do drop and stay below it, then yes, I'll consider a move to the downside, potentially towards this short-term upside support line drawn from the low of the 19th of October. Let's jump into Forex, guys, very quickly. Forex. So, okay. AUDUSD drifted back down. So in general, so far so good. It fell below my hurdle. Look, yesterday, also not yesterday, in the beginning of this week as well, I talked about this and said that, look, maybe this is going to be like seen as a neckline of a possible double top pattern here. But is that the case? Well, it kind of worked out in a way, I would say. My next target was the 50-day my next target was the 200-day EMA, so that's great. We reached that. Now let's say, if we do drop and stay below the 200-day EMA, then yes, I will consider a move towards my 50 and the 100-day EMA, and then we'll take it from there. So maybe there is a potential for a little retracement here. However, if that happens, as long as it remains below this hurdle, below this territory between the 0.65, 90, 95 levels, and then if it stays below it, then I'll consider a move towards this upside support line drawn from the low of the 26th of October. Dogecoin, the Belford Z66, Doge acts as a greed index. Yeah, in a way, you can say that. Yeah, why not? You'll know crypto markets are pumped when Doge is high. Yeah, there is a little bit of truth in there. But yeah, let's see. Like I said, let's see if Dodge can go back a little bit down, So, jumping into another forex pair, AUDJPY. So far, so good. I talked about this one, and congratulations. We dropped below the 97.68 zone right here. Yes, we drifted towards my 50-day EMA, which we managed to reach. Yes. Then I said that if we do drop below the 50-day EMA, my next target is the 100-day EMA tick. And we also reached this 95.83 territory. So, and we continue to fall. Now, this for me is an indication of this, because AUDJPY is seen as a risk-on, risk-off environment kind of indicator. So we're currently seeing a risk-off environment because everybody's jumping into the Japanese yen. And if you remember, like a month, 2 months ago, when we were with Japanese yen, we were like, the Japanese yen was very devalued, and I said, look, this is gonna Japanese yen will come back because either the central bank will pick up on that one, or maybe the market in general pick up on this one as a safe haven, and because that's what normally happens. AUD is a more risky pair and risky currency, and it's a risk currency, and JPY is like the safe haven. So. And there we go. That's what we're getting here. We're getting that decline. Beautiful move to the downside. Wonderful. So what's next? Well, next basically, of course, is my next target is the... Oh, excuse me. Something is coming from deep inside me. My next target is the 200-day EMA, and together with this upside line, that's what I'm going to be aiming for initially, and then we'll go from there. NZDCHF, this one I'm still liking. So I picked up on that one. I said to you yesterday that basically we are still loving this downside line, which we broke, and we keep on testing it from the other side. We still need to see a stronger rebound. I'm still kind of considering that idea because basically we're still above this downside line. We're not falling back below the downside line, although we could. We're not. So that means there is still a bit of respect to this downside line. So it's like it could be acting as a nice trampoline for a possible move to the upside towards that 200-day EMA again. Now, NZDJPY, by the way, downside scenario from around here, from around the 0.53. That's for me. That's my view. You could already start looking at some lower levels if we do fall back below the downside line, because at the same time we would fall below all my EMAs here on the daily chart. But just to be a little bit more on the safe side, maybe drop below that area could be nice. NZDJPY, there we go. Everybody's not liking... let me just clear up the chart. Actually, let me get rid of this. Arrows here, yes, can shift here a little bit. So basically, look, I talked about this recently, and I said that if we do drop and stay back, if we do drop back below this little hurdle here, this the highest point of July of 2023, it's no longer the highest point of this year. The highest point of this year is around here. That's the highest point of December, basically, the 91.52. And look at this, we're retracing back down beautifully. So everything's looking quite nice. And I would say I will be, yes, I'm leaning towards the downside, further downside, as long as we stay below the below the 89.70 territory right here. If we do that, then yes, great, more sellers could join in. USDJPY, we fell We fell below this hurdle, below this 146.23 zone. I talked about this. So yep, now I'm aiming for this 200-day EMA. Simple as that. That's my simplistic approach here. I'm not really doing anything else. Remember when we were here? I mean, wow. Talk about a move, a nice move, right? Almost, I think we're aiming for that 141. I kind of think so, that, but let's wait and see. I mean, whatever I think doesn't always happen, to be honest. So let's maybe check this. Yeah, there we go. The 50% retracement is sitting nicely here on the level which I've just mentioned, the 144.54 as well, which is around my 200-day EMA. Fantastic. Good potential target. I'm aiming for that one. USDCAD. So yesterday, big news. Big news, well, or not. You know, we had the interest rate decision from the Bank of Canada, and guess what? It stayed the same. It stayed at the same 5%. So the market didn't really. Okay, the Canadian dollar didn't really like react positively to that, or in general, it didn't. I mean, it did kind of retrace. We did see a push. On the contrary, we saw a bit of a decline in the Canadian dollar against the US dollar. You can see initially it was getting stronger. It almost reached my breakout point here for the downside, which is around the 1.3541 zone, together with this 200-day EMA, and then it kind of reversed after the news to the upside. And look, for now, it's not even with my it's not even like allowing me to do anything with my upside scenario, because basically, for now, like I said, I'm looking at my upside scenario here. Sorry, I got distracted by Belfort, Japan, Japan. Could you just please elaborate, if that's the word I can politely use? Why Japabav? Please, yes, please explain. Maybe I'm stupid in that sense, you know. So sorry. But yeah, coming back to this 1.3594, I'm still keeping an eye on that one. I need to see another pop above it in order to go higher. For the downside, yes, the same analysis remains, and in order for me to go lower. USDCHF, so beautiful hold up still here near this 0.874560 territory. And yeah, I'm still watching that one. Okay, I see it in Belfort. No, I will disagree on this one with you. So, but you know, well, it's a debatable topic, but I will disagree with you on that one for now. So USD CHF, like I said, yes, we are keeping a close eye on this territory right here. So yes, keeping an eye on this 0.874560 zone, and if we kind of stay above it, then yes, I'll consider a bit of a bigger move to the upside here. For the downside, I need to see a drop below this hurdle, below the 0.8676 territory. GBPUSD, so we broke out of the box. I mean, look, I talked about this potential idea of a double top. Belfort, yeah, I mean, thank you for the link. We'll have a look at that one, but yeah, okay, everybody's printing, honestly. Like, talk about US keeps on printing, so you know, there are other factors in there. So it's not only about just printing money, and you know, there's demand. So for that money, you can print as much as you want, and then you can slash them, and you can adjust your monetary, you know, your policies. When you're big, when you do have something to offer, and Japan does have something to offer, then you can get out of situations like that. But in case of Zimbabwe, unfortunately, the country, yes, it can offer natural resources, but apart from that, not much as well. So yeah, I mean, there is potential for the country, but yes, I mean, I think Japan is not gonna go in that direction. Maybe in I don't know, 30, 40 years, maybe, you know, who knows. But yeah. Anyway, it's a joke. All right, okay, it's a joke. Okay, look, it's very difficult to understand which one's a joke, which one's not, because again, you can hear my tone, I cannot hear your tone. So unfortunately. But anyway, yeah. Coming back to the GBPUSD, so look, the neckline here got broken beautifully. We're in this situation where we could consider further declines. And to be honest, this is what I'm going to do. I think that as long as we remain below this, let me just get rid of this box, below this territory, this 1.2591, 1.2615, somewhere around, if we stay below this zone, yes, I'm going to continue targeting the downside. Yes, my next target is the EMAs, and then we'll go from there. GBPCHF, yes, beautiful hold up here near the lower side of the potential idea, which I've mentioned yesterday. Or not yesterday, maybe I can't remember when was it, of the possible idea of a range here. We're getting a hold up near the lower side of it, so that's great, that's wonderful. So look, if this is going to be a range eventually, then according to all the TA rules, I mean, look, before entering the range, the prevailing trend was to the upside, or is to the upside, and in a way, this could be seen as a temporary pause before a further move higher. So in this case, so that's why, I mean, there is potential for some upside on this one. However, I think if we are looking at some higher levels within this idea of a range, then I would say wait for at least a break, maybe somewhere above this downside line drawn from the high of the 29th of November, and then we could consider a move higher towards maybe, you know, the upper side of this range. But I'll probably even then I will probably get a little bit more comfortable with the upside on a push above the 50-day EMA. EURCHF, very quickly. So yes, mission accomplished. I've reached my target. My target was the lowest point of October. That was also the previous lowest point of this year, because again, we've created, just by fraction, we created a new low for this year. Slightly below that area, we do have the lowest point of 2022, so which is also a good potential target. But look, I mean, this is, of course, is crying for a possible retracement here, but I'm not rushing into things yet, so I want to see how this is going to play out around here. At the moment, like I said, we do have some European data coming out today. Let me just double check. I think the preliminary GDP figures are coming out, so we do have the retail sales, which those came out. Sorry, those came out yesterday, and we do have today. Where's that? Employment, Eurozone employment change. So yes, let's have a look at that one. And yes, like I said, GDP figures. It's apparently they're preliminary ones. So let's see. At the moment, we are expecting a decline in that one. So maybe there could be more downside to EURCHF. And finally, EURUSD. So this one, yes, I mean, so far so good. Look, I talked about these two hurdles. We are we're stuck in this. I wouldn't say it's a formation. It's just basically we're stuck between the two trend lines, two tentative trend lines. You know, an upside one and a downside one. And in order for me to go lower on this one, I would like to see a drop below the 1.0756. In order for me to go higher, I would like to see a push up of the 1.0831, and that's it. Kind of, that's my game plan. That's my situation here on the EURUSD. I'm keeping it short and simple. Maybe I'm going to be right, maybe not. Let's see. But for now, I do like this scenario, and I'm going to stick to it. If something shifts a little bit differently, I will reevaluate things again, of course. And but at this point, judging from this, I mean, I'll leave this whole area right here as a neutral one for me, and maybe we could see some, up and down action, maybe some sideways action. But if it starts clearing one of these levels, then yes, that's where I'm going to get a little bit more excited with the next short-term directional move. So guys, I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, your views, your rocket ships, your comments, everything. Belford, special thank you to you today. Thank you for all the comments. It was really exciting. Don't get me wrong. I mean, yes, thank you very much for that. Everybody else, Daredevil Dave, I saw you there in the chat room as well. Thank you for joining in. Belis, yes, thank you for a smile. Here's a smile back at you, so thank you for all that. And everybody else who tuned in today and into this live session, and who's going to be watching this as a recorded session as well. So yeah, you can always find that one on our trading view page here on Easy Markets. Oh no, let's save this first. Yes, let's save the chart first, and then you can basically find us in in here, I mean, we have our page. So if you don't mind, maybe leaving a feedback as well, if you wish. I mean, if you don't, okay, that's fine. But so yes, guys, you can check us out here, and you can check in the streams section. You can find all the recordings here, and if you speak in Italian and you speak in Spanish, you can also check out our other analysts here as well. So, guys, thank you very much for everything. I really appreciate your time. So I hope you have a fantastic trading day. So yeah, thank you, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we have an FEs. Don't forget about that. So join me tomorrow, 7 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a beautiful trading day. Stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. Risk only what you can afford to lose, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. Hey there, thank you very much for watching this one till the end. I really appreciate that. So, like this video, we speculate your next mouse movement will be towards the subscribe button.